So every year I try to give out sort of a gift buyer's guide, sort of my favorite products at a given price. This year we're gonna do $200 and under. Actually, 3 of these products come in at under $100. Now I am a little late getting this out this year, but if you do order these soon, you will still be able to receive them before Christmas for either yourself or someone else. Okay, HD6XX. Now this one is temporary because this thing is actually on sale right now for $179, which I think is the lowest I've ever seen it. Quick word to the wise. At this price point, I think that this headphone is the best headphone, period. Tons of people love this headphone. If you've been waiting to pull the trigger on one of these things, now is definitely the time. They're amazing. All right, and then there's this little guy, which is the Schiit Fulla IV. This clocks in at just over $100 at $110. This thing is awesome. It's a little mini DAC amp with a microphone receiver in it. This thing is pretty powerful. It's definitely more powerful and cleaner than a lot of your onboard audio. This is gonna work really well with headphones like that 6XX if you wanted. It will also work really well with gaming headphones, which we're gonna talk about right now. So this is the PC38X. I've talked a lot about this headphone. I actually wasn't gonna bring this headphone up because I've talked about it so much. But again, Drop is having a sale that's kind of inarguable right now. Like they're dropping this from $179 to $129, which is a screaming deal for this. This thing is probably the best gaming headphone short of the HD 800S or the 8XX, which is over $1,000 each. So if you're looking for a good gaming headphone, this is gonna be the one to get. Now this obviously has a microphone and that's gonna pair really well with something like a Fulla. This combo is pretty unbeatable. Though it is worth noting that this headphone is actually efficient enough to work off of onboard audio, TVs, game systems. It's a pretty efficient headphone. Okay, Apple AirPods Pro for $179. Now these are not really gonna be for the hardcore audiophiles, but the use case of these things and the functionality of these things is undeniable. If you're looking for a good pair of travel headphones, workout headphones, these are definitely the way to go. A lot of people might have questions about the AirPods 3. Those are good, but I do think that the noise cancellation and the sound quality is worth the additional cost for the Pro, but I'll drop a link to the AirPods 3 if you're not really interested in the noise cancellation or you don't want something with the in-ear silicone tips. Now, if you do want an audiophile grade IEM, I would look no further than the Final Audio A3000. Now, the A4000 is also under $200, but I actually prefer the sound quality of the A3000. It's only 129 bucks and it's a pretty killer IEM. If you've never heard a really nice IEM, I think it's definitely worth the money, though we do have a cheaper option in a second. Okay, this one is going to be for bass heads or general media consumers. And that's going to be the Fidelio X2HR. This is about $140. I prefer the sound quality for music of both the 38X and the HD6XX a little bit more, but admittedly the X2HR's bass is a lot stronger. It's going to be really beneficial for people who just like bass in their music a lot and people who like gaming and movies. It's going to make those sound really, really impactful and a lot of fun. Okay, for the last $200 option, this is actually going to go slightly over budget, but I do think it's worth it, and that's going to be a Schiit Magni and a Schiit Modi. Now you can get those two for $200 flat, but if you calculate the price of an RCA cable to make them work, you do slightly go over it by a few bucks. That amp and DAC stack is pretty much unbeatable. I would recommend, if you have the extra cash to throw around, of getting the Magni Heresy. I think it's about 20 bucks more than the standard Magni, but man, it's a killer combo. Okay, now the rest of these are under $100. The first option I'm gonna have is for an open back headphone, and that is simply gonna be the Philips SHP 9600. They dropped this thing down to $79, which I think is the right price point for it. This is the predecessor to the very popular SHP 9500. It's got better bass response, pretty good sound staging still, and they cleaned up a lot of the sibilance ranges. That was kind of a problem with the SHP 9500. For the money, it's honestly one of the better audiophile grade headphones, and it's really capable of not just music, but gaming and movies. It's a pretty versatile and fun and honestly good sounding headphone. Now my IEM pick is going to be the Moondrop Aria. I think a lot of you probably saw this one coming. This thing is $79. This thing is killer, and it has a sound quality and build quality that hits far above the price tag. This thing easily could have been 150 bucks. And I'd still be sitting here recommending it. It's a really good headphone. The benefit of those is that they're just well-rounded. They give you a little bit of everything. They give you pretty good resolution in the top end, fairly decent mid-range, and pretty good bass response. And you get some extra features like sound staging, really good imaging. And again, the build quality is actually pretty nice for the money. Okay, for the last one, you may have noticed that I didn't have any closed back headphones. That changes right now. K361 Do not buy the Bluetooth version, get the wired version. This headphone is incredible. It's right at $100. It's probably the best closed back headphone under $200. Not only does it sound really incredible for a closed back headphone, including things that are pretty much absent at this price for closed back headphones like sound staging, but again, incredible top end, pretty incredible mid-range, and great bass response. Timbre quality also on this is fairly nice. It's so lightweight that the comfort's not really an issue. It's easy to drive, so you can run it off of a phone or a laptop or your amplifier if you want to. And I think one of the most underrated features about this is it's super, super malleable and foldable, and it can just be tucked away in a backpack. It's a pretty tough build. I love this thing. I still think this is the best closed back headphone at $100. Okay, so that's gonna be it. 7 items that are under 200, 3 items that are under 100. That's gonna be my list for 2021. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.